What's up, big dogs? I'm back. Thanks for tuning in again. What we're going to do today, front sway bars and end links. This is going to be fun. The last one was extremely fun the last time I did this. Dremel got involved, some cutting was involved. It was fun. So yeah, so we'll do this again today. Should be cool. This is the last bit of the puzzle for the handling mods. I mean, I will do some maybe anti-lift kit and stuff, but that's much later. I'm pretty sorted with the coilovers and the anti-roll bars. They are sweet. When that's all done, trust me, transforms a Subaru all day long. Yeah, so stick with me. I'll do this. I'm just gonna get the car jacked up and stuff. Feeling good today. Had a nice meal, worked out. Yeah, it's just, weather's great. Doesn't get any better, superstars. Okay, so yeah, stick with me. Let's do these bits. Let me get this beast jacked up. And yeah, let's enjoy the party. Superstars, we got it jacked up. What emission when it's low. You know I've got you guys hooked up with the part numbers. As per usual. There we go. That's the front sway bar, front end links, and there's a sway bar. Gonna be going under this beast. Let's try and get you some light. Okay, yeah, let's figure it out. Okay, superstars, we tooled up. Help us full whatever set. That's all you normally need. And we've got our M12 beast. That's going to be loosening at some of those nuts. And then what have we got? So I've got punches now, guys, so we ain't going to be smashing it with none of those stainless bits from the toolbox. We've got the good old faithfuls. Going to be donning these puppy dogs. We ain't going to be having no pre-workout. But if I had any rusty bolts, I was going to pour some of this jungle juice in there. The old evapor rust. I don't really want to use this one today because it takes them a lot longer than the other stuff that I normally use. That's an overnight jobby. And then we got some of this. It didn't really do much on the last bits. We'll chuck it on anyway. Got the penka knife, as per usual, the old Swiss. See, and look at me, I'm all tidied up. All this, look, cut this. Look at this thickness on this puppy dog right here. Got a feather there, we don't need that. And we got our end links. So yeah, tools all ready. Okay, big dogs. Some geezer over here is using this tractor, earning a living, so that noise is that. FYI. Okay, big dog, I'm just getting under. Let's get my hustle on. Can you guys see? Yeah. Check these glasses out. They are so sick. Okay, big dogs. I sprayed some of the jungle juice on the edges, like to try and loosen these bits up. And now we're going to be going in. Okay, so we're going to go, what have we got there? 14mm, proper impact socket. You know, big dogs. Take off this bracket. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Goodbye, wrist. God damn. I need to get a spanner on the edge of that. It's quite nice when they just come out, but it didn't, so give me a sec. Let me get another spanner because I'm just going to keep spinning this, see if this one comes out actually. Yeah, cool. Let me get a spanner on the back of that, back in a sec. Okay, big dogs. Can we actually see what I'm doing here? Let's try and level. Yeah, you can see. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is try and hold this. And you want to get some sort of, you need to get some kind of gangster grip on there because you don't want to be snapping anything around the sump or anything like that, and you don't want to lose any fingers. So yeah, let's figure it out together. Big dogs. See, quite nice. That came out nice. So, little explanation. So I think these bolts aren't going to be too hard to get out, to be fair, because sometimes an oil leak's not a bad thing. So this car previously had an oil leak. That's why the engine and that was rebuilt and forged, because it had a little leak. And then by the time you're taking these engines out and stuff like that, you may as well just rebuild them. So yeah, so I'm imagining all the bolts and stuff. That's why you don't see much rust and stuff around here, because it was probably, well, there was a little oil leak and it had coated the parts, and that in turn has looked after the parts. There's a couple of bolts in the back that are a bit rusty. Now the thing is, I don't think I'm gonna rust treat them today, because I've got evapor rust, which takes like a whole day to do. So what I think I'll do is, these ones here look all pretty good, but what I'm going to do as part of a series of videos, and just to keep content for you guys really, is I'm going to literally go around and try and restore pretty much the whole car. So all the rusty bolts and stuff, try and get all the rust off and things like that. So, and you guys can join me along with that. I mean, look, this is coming out nice. So I won't show you the rest of these because they'll all come out pretty cool, pretty easy. But yeah, so stay tuned for those videos. I don't know how I'm going to label them, but yeah, that's what we'll be doing. Big dog style. Second thoughts, I might just zip them all off while you're here, so at least you guys can see the whole lot. Give me a shout if you can see the dust flying into the cameras, guys. Give me a shout in the comments. Get those comments lit. So these, I'm not going to get to the nut behind these, so these better come out. You don't necessarily need to remember where these are, because I think they're all the same length and stuff, if I'm correct. If you guys can see, past my massive pip in the way. Yeah, all the same. I mean, that's the worst looking bolt, and it's not even that rusty. It's just tiny bit of surface there, tiny bit. Yes, let's get all these off. So we've got two back here as well. Now you probably can't see because of my pip, but also be mindful that the more you know, when you start taking these things off, it's going to drop. Yeah, that's got a little bit of corrosion on. Is that going to come off? Let's see. Oh, these impact wrenches from Milwaukee are just the bomb. Hello. Big dog. Come on, big power. Big power. Big power. Oh, God. For Christ, get out, yes. I will hurt you. I will hurt you. Okay. See, oh, that's probably the worst actually. Because no oil went on that. God damn it. I've had a tetanus, so we should be at... Yeah, I have had a tetanus, I think. It should still be in. Maybe lockjaw might be a good thing for me. Stop talking a bit. Come on, brother. Big dog. I'll be flying through this. Okay, now it's when it could dong me on the head. Hold on a minute, yeah. Because then I'll look like a right plum. I'm just trying to... I know this to smack me on the head. It's not overly heavy, but it'll give it a little cut, probably. There we go. Big dogs. Big dogs. I'm gonna be a mechanic at this rate. Okay, so this little beast, I'm going to start this process off. Now if anybody does these and knows, they will stop cracking up laughing now, because what have we got here? Size 5 Allen key. So I've got a wrench, and I've got one that doesn't have a ratchet on in case I need to put too much power, because I don't want to be, I don't necessarily want to be snapping the stuff up. And that's the thing, I'll use this, like I said in previous videos, because of the gears. I don't want to break it. So if I put the power of grace comes out and I get these pythons on it, and I put in that true beast power, I'll snap that shit up. That's why I use this puppy dog. But now, currently, I'm going to go in a bit soft on it. I'm going to caress this bolt with this little puppy right here. Just ratchet it, and then I've got this big dog. Now, trust me guys, this is missions on missions on missions. So what you would do is you just Allen key in here. I don't even know if I've got it lefty loosey or righty tighty or what I've got it on, to be fair. So let me just, I can just bomb this one. So you want to try and steady this puppy in here, he says. Yes, you want to steady this big dog. These will be corroded obviously like hell. So you want to steady that in there, and then try and break this off. And as you can tell, it ain't going nowhere. Let me juggle this off camera, and then if I have to get the Dremel out, which I haven't got out yet, and I don't really want to get the Dremel out, but if it messes with me, I'm chopping that bolt clean off, like I did last time, so stay tuned. Big dogs, the Dremel's out. I ain't gonna mess with trying to unscrew that. I'm cutting it right off. And this thing's more than sufficient. You might go through a couple of these discs. But yeah, just use those discs. You can see the one I used previously. So yeah, I'll chuck that on there and I'll cut it away a little bit. Let's show you a little bit of video. Definitely wear your glasses for this, because these things sometimes explode and all sorts. Fun stuff. Okay, big dogs. I'm gonna cut this monster off. I'm only going to show you this one side. I'm going to cut the other side off too, you don't worry about that. I've used this before, so I'm expecting it to potentially go pop. I've got 3 others, so just let me shuffle. Big ass under here. God dang. Okay. I don't necessarily want to be recording this, so if stuff starts flicking me in the face a bit too much, the camera's going bye-bye, because I do not want to really destroy the camera. So yeah, that's all tightened up. And then what we're going to do is just, okay, I'm obviously not going to use this Endlink again. If you're going to reuse this Endlink, you ain't going to do this. You're going to use like a nut splitter or something like that. I know you guys like splitting them nuts. I'm just going to, you can also adjust the speeds and stuff, but I'll go with, try and get the speed. Yeah, big dogs, most definitely wear your eye protection. Get yourself a little pair of these. You can't see much with them. There's a bit of smeggle, so I don't know what's on there, but that would have been in my eye. Whatever's on there now. But I got these on, luckily. I don't know if these are really ruining my eyes, to be fair, because I can't really see much. They're a little bit scratched and stuff too, so they're probably a bit of a hindrance, but I love these puppies. That was a hot one. I just try and see when I get through to the wow, that be warm. Yes, I just try and see when I get through to the thread. I try and cut across it and then just knock it off with a chisel. See how deep we go. I just want to be careful with these because they're nice. They're very nice discs. Very good kit, but you just got to be careful because it's obviously flimsy. Feels like I hit a different type of metal. Okay. So now I'll try and cut. I don't want to touch the alloy arm, to be honest, so I just try and get rid of it. Closer inspection. I might try and give that a bit of a love tap with the chisel. Give me a sec, let me get my big butt out of here. Oh no, I think that was this. Oh, that could have been pretty much blurry the whole time. Oh gosh. Okay, I'll try record it again as well. Hopefully you catch one of the parts. I think you guys literally missed all that cutting that I did. Sorry about that. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go one of my little chisel bits. I'm just going to try and snag that. I'm just going to try and get behind it a bit. I've got to be careful, right? Because remember, this is alloy, this. And I don't want to knock it back. Let me just try something. Because I've cut it quite... I thought I'd cut it quite close, to be fair. Just trying to see if I can knock the bolt around a bit. It moves. I think that did move, maybe. Nah, moving a bit. Jesus, I think I just flicked in the camera. Okay, so that isn't moving a bit. I'm going to cut a little bit deeper, but like I said, I don't want to cut into this arm, but you can see I've gone pretty low here. I'm just going to try and cut while you guys are... Well, this camera's close, but like I said, I'm not risking ruining the camera, so I might turn it off in a sec, because if it's too blurry, what's the point? Surely I'm close now. I've got to be pretty close to being through. Maybe I just need a bit of a thinner, like a flat screwdriver or something. Basically, I just want to try and bend this back a little bit, just see how far I've got in. Because I had to cut across the last time a little bit. Okay, it's gone behind it. There we go. But like I say, you just gotta be careful, guys, because this is like this alloy, isn't it? There we go. It's moving slightly. I want to get this off now because I don't want to go cut back through all that. So. Yeah, I think you guys get the gist of what's going to happen here. So let me just keep smacking it. You don't need to keep seeing me hit this. So let me such a nightmare. Oh my loud. God damn it. It's so easy. It just takes 10 minutes. All the videos, they love it, don't they? Okay, so now you can see I've just peeled that bit back. And now there you can see a bit of a difference in colour. So now what I would try and do normally is I'll just try and cut across the thread. Try and come across there. But now this is the problem. I mean, no, this might flick straight out. Yeah, this is going to flick. This is going to flick straight at the camera. So I'm not going to, yeah, I'm not going to do that. Well, I'm going to do it, but I'm not going to do it when the camera's on, okay? So you can imagine I'm going to cut across here. Just cut across there. Oh, yeah. Probably going to touch that. Hold on. No more lines. Yeah, thanks, man. Thank you very much, dude. Appreciate that. Bye-bye. So the parcel dropped, so that's all good. What is that? Oh, some jungle juice hopefully. I'm waiting for some other rust remover, so we might be using that. Superstars, big dog. So yeah, so we cut across there quick. And then, yeah, do it off camera because I don't want to destroy the camera. Again, now you guys can see the aftermath. So just, yeah, cut across it. It's actually, could have probably recorded that. Didn't even take that long. For once. And then I just smacked it and then it just breaks away there. Swing and a miss. And that's a hand. Yeah, you just have to keep smacking it till it comes off, really. God damn it. Pimping ain't easy. Pimping ain't easy, bruv. Anytime. Okay, well, my arm feels like it's going to break off because I'm literally got the heaviest hammer on planet Earth to do this with. Guess what about them gains? God damn it. Come off of here, bruv. Come off of here. Right now, you see, I started getting nervous because I started getting emotional, bruv. And that's coming out. I'm going to do the same on the next side, okay? I'm not going to show you that, obviously. But you get the gist. So that'll be what's left of those once that's got hold of them. And now I'll take the bar out. Okay, so now we're going to go start dropping the bar. The end links are still in, so I hope it's not going to clatter me, but never mind. So, because I can't really get my arm. Yeah, you know you've got the wrong socket when you have to use a reducer and look at the colour. So we'll just... Okay, so we got one. Okay, so that's, yeah, one is a bolt and one is a nut. This will help you a lot when you've got to put it back on, trust me. Because there's a pain in the butt to keep the bar up. And yeah, and try and fasten it in. And when you're doing this, you don't want to tighten it up fully because you have to like move the bar around because it's a lot thicker and getting the end links in and stuff. It's an nightmare, but it's possible. I'm gonna have my handle. Let's do the furthest one away then. Just double check that I'm not. Yeah. Just check that. I know it's going to be exactly the same on the other side. I just want to make sure it wasn't like rounded off or something. Get that on properly. Yeah, it's coming. Just corroded. And there we go. Voila. And then I can just tug those out of there, he says. God. Hot diggity dog. You know. Don't fuck with me now, because I will hurt you. Yeah. Well, I mullered the ends of those so you can see. What can you see? Let's see. Can you see where I've cut that a bit? Yeah, you can see. Check that. Ooh, so you ain't using that again. And let's show you the comparison between the two bars. And let's hope I've got the right one. Okay, well, there's a difference in thickness. So that's 24mm. And that's a standard one on the car. And like I say, solid spring steel. Stiff as hell. Weighs a ton though, because it's solid spring steel, but much thicker. And once you've got the end links on there as well, it's going to be a monster. I'm just going to fit it, that's all. Yeah, let's give these a little clean up quick.
Nothing spectacular because we're not going to. I'm not putting them on no rust. I'm not putting them on. I'm not using any of the rust reformer yet. But like I said, this will take, for this stuff to work properly. Takes like 24 hours, to be honest. You want to leave it in like a little bucket or little container with this in, and it'll work. But we're gonna go back and revisit these pieces later. I just want to get all the rubbish in the, like in the threads and stuff out. So now. Use anything with any sort of cutting force with your fingers towards that. These gloves are okay. Yeah, don't use me as your your local health and safety officer, or yeah, just don't take what I do with a pinch of salt. To be fair, don't use me as your moral compass. That's what I'm saying. You guys get what I'm going to do here. Like I say, normally I'd put in some rust remover and stuff and do a much better job. I'll clean this up as best I can, but like I say, we're going to revisit this, so I'm not too worried. I just want to get all the main surface rust off and stuff, and yeah, like I say, we'll get back to it. And here's sort of what you can achieve realistically with the Dremel and stuff. So it was something like, it would have looked something like that if you can remember. But like I say, it's still a lot of time and stuff with the Dremel to get all these bits off. If you have like these rust removers and stuff, you don't want rust converter, you want rust remover, and leave them in. That stuff will be gone without all the hard work. If you have like crusty bits of rust, then you want to knock that off before. But yeah. And we're getting like all the crevices and stuff. Big dogs, it's time for me to go degrease the nuts, bro. Degrease the nuts. And what you use to get in there is that's a kitchen towel, but just imagine it's a microfiber, and don't imagine it came from the kitchen. Luckily, the darling doesn't watch my channel, because you know it's a kitchen towel, bruv. And that is not making its way back into the kitchen. It's a goner. Kiss goodbye. Sayonara kitchen towel. Because it's going to be full of that grease. So what we do is we just juice this up. A little bit of brake cleaner, degreaser. Rub it with that. And then we're winning. Because actually what we're going to do, I'll tell you now. I'm not going to chuck those bolts on yet. I'm going to leave them in the Vaporust for a while. Maybe it won't be probably 24 hours, but it's going on because I'm not going to stick rusty bolts back on. I'll do some other bits of the car, and then I'll revisit it tomorrow, finish up the video for you guys, and hope you enjoy it. You know how we roll, superstars, you know. Okay, big dogs, see the state of some of the stuff. That's some good ones. I've got some stainless steel ones in there as well. Those are from the air filter. So you'll see that video. Well, you would have probably seen that video already, because I might have come before or after this. Either way, they're in there. This is pretty safe for most. They reckon it's safe for paints and all that kind of stuff, but hey ho, I just want to get rid of this. But like I say, we're leaving it here. We're going to leave it overnight, because this takes much longer to react than the other stuff. But the coolest stuff about this is you can reuse it. It's not just a one and done. So yeah, so I'll pop this in here, put some of that juice into there, and it's meant to be more environmentally friendly, hey ho. So yeah, chuck all those in, and I'll come look back at this tomorrow. pretty rusty. I knocked a bit of the rubbish off with the old Dremel. Try to knock off some of the thick stuff. So check that. Everything's going into the pot. Make a nice little metal stew here. And like I say, you don't need to launch it. It goes like dark black when it's over and done with. I'm not pouring this the right way, as you can probably imagine. I need some air. Yeah, just cover everything and leave it to do its magic. Cap on. And then whenever it's a bit late, I'll just do a little shake, move the bits around, and let's see what it gives. Can't really see any reactions off the top, but yeah, it's not really instant, so you need to leave it. The longer you leave it, basically, the better result you get.
Superstars, we're back, day 2. Let's get this bar on. Okay, so it should be cool. Got the bolts and nuts left inside the evaporator. Let's see what that did. Recharged up the Dremel, wheel good. I've had breakfast, worked out, had a tiny bit of chocolate, dropped the deuce. We are ready to roll. So you'll button this bit up, and then I'm working on another video too, so I'll probably finish that towards the end of the day. But yeah, let's get this front sway bar on. Let the party begin. I can't really see properly, that's why I'm trying to... It's a bit of sun, loving the sun. Okay, let's keep watching.
Oh yeah, big dogs, I got munched by something. I don't know if you can see, check how swollen that is. It's actually got gains. Haven't been able to work out properly for a while, but that is some serious swelling. I don't know if I got bitten or something poked into it yesterday, but it is warm and it is burning. But we're going to keep working, superstars, we're going to keep working. Okay, let's check what's going on here. It's done a few hours shorter. Man, it's... I'd say maybe been here for about 18-ish hours. These bolts and that. The liquid looks... Great, I'll pour the liquid into here, because I need to try and get to the stuff anyway, so let's see if we can actually see it. I reckon it's reusable. When it goes black is when it's done. Looks grey, so no, it looks like it's done a good job. I mean, it would even do literally there'll be no rest left, I reckon, if you left it for the full 24 hours. It's a bit of a dirty container, but I just want to try and if I can get them. I'm going to drop everything, I don't want to make a mess. There. They reckon this stuff's meant to be all, I wouldn't say, well, they reckon environmentally friendly. I doubt any chemical can be, but there's a lot of rubbish in the bottom of this tray, so I'm just trying to not let that go in. And you can see. Okay, so what have we got here? I mean, that's pretty good, right? That is amazing. I told you it hasn't done the full 24 hours. It's done, it's clean, that's clean. Try and see if you can get that. See that? See, that's where, like that little corner bit, if you probably left it the full 24 hours, that little corner bit would be gone too. It might knock off actually. So I'm going to get the little Dremel on that. That's pretty cool. The thing is with this stuff is it just takes time. It's more cost effective than a Generator, I can't pronounce the name properly. It's cheaper than that, I would say, per 100 mil. And you can reuse it. The other stuff that I use you can't reuse. That's pretty cool, huh? Okay, there's one bolt that's maybe, and this was a really terrible bolt. It's only one with rust left on it a bit. But that's going to be, I'll hit that now with the Dremel. But that's cool, huh? That's the worst, as you can see. Oh, and this is pretty cool for people who are worrying about stainless and stuff. So I had rust on these washers from the air filter nuts, and see, the stainless has stayed intact. Check. It's all fine. So it doesn't damage stainless, it doesn't damage finishes. That's a little bit of brown there, it's just from these gloves now. That's got a tiny bit of surface rust on it, but like I say, if it was left longer, it will be gone. But yeah, as you can see, can you? It's sorted. There's crap in the bottom there, but those are beautiful. So I'm going to clean those up, guys. Dremel the rest of those couple of bits of rust off. And yeah, I definitely recommend it. It's nice stuff. Very nice stuff. Show you this quick. Let's see if it does, like I said. Where's it? Okay, so that's the bit I reckoned. Let's see. Switch how that's spinning, so I do not want to. So that's what I'll go away and do now, and I'll just clean those last little bits up. Try and keep it away from the camera. Don't worry guys, you know I got my safety gear on. What up, dogs? So glad you guys are watching. Superstars, stick with me, man. You know you're gonna get bigger. Let's get this one. So obviously I'll put a lot more time into getting it, but let me just try and get a bit of it off and show you. Get a bit more juice maybe. Ow. Hold on. You can see, so that was, if you can see that, that was rusty, like it was as bad as that on that side. Don't even know if you can see, to be fair. But yeah, I'm going to clean it off the camera because I can see it flicking all over the place. So, you get the gist. Okay, so hit them with a little bit of degreaser afterwards, but pretty much each and every single one of them with the Dremel, up and down the threads, inside there, everywhere, inside the head. And look at it. That's the only one. I Dremeled it a bit. That bit didn't come off. But if you, like I say, if you left it in for the full 24 hours, that'll all be gone. That's pretty cool, huh? And then I'll coat these in some of my secret sauce. Some of the old chain wax, because it just stays on. It doesn't fling off or anything on a motorcycle chain, so definitely stays on underneath the car. And then with my copper grease as well. Corrosion, bye bye. Yeah, I don't want to show this stuff in close, but I'll show you what I'll do. So just try and spray a bit of that on everything, because it takes a little while to dry. Just spray that, and then whilst I get all my other stuff in order, it's a little bit tacky, but tacky I mean as in to the touch, be a bit sticky. Those stainless ones, they don't really need it, but I'll clean up the tops that are going to be visible. These other ones, they'll just stay like that, and I'll chuck still copper slip as well. But just stop any other further corrosion, and it just helps really underneath the car. This bit here cleaned up really nice too, but it had that nice layer of oil on it, which was actually a good thing. Kept it from corroding. So what I'll do is I'll spray some of this on as well, and then I'll do the underside later. Yeah, so just spray that on. Just creates a barrier for the elements, really. Yeah, don't get the stuff on your driveway because it does not come off. You don't need to put it on too thick. Trust me, it ain't going nowhere. And then I'll do the underside when I've bolted it up. Yeah, it's time to measure up these end links. As you can hear, everyone is mowing. I was about to say vacuuming their lawn, but no, they'll be mowing it. Same with those. See those nuts again? They're like oval, like crush nuts or something. I don't know what you would call them, but they're not symmetrical. But they're pretty cool because they're on both sides, so you can't really get that bit confused. Take them off. Take these little caps off as well. Move that to the side. Yeah, you don't get that gold aluminium anodized one for the front. This is these are the front ones. Same thing, you'll bring that down. What we do here. It's the same thing. I'll just eyeball it up with the other. And then bring that nut down. Tighten that on. Spanner on here. Yeah, spanner on the bottom there. Spanner there, and then twist it tight, and then tighten it obviously when it's on the car. Remember, Allen wrench in the top there. When you're tightening it, when you're tightening the bolt on the end, because it'll just twist around this boot and ruin it. So yeah, how many washers have we got? So we've got loads again. Let's get the manual out, see what gives here with regards to the washers. There is too many washers there. Okay, what have we got? Install supplied, washers both sides, and install. Okay, cool. So 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom. Hope you guys can see all that. And there we go. So let me measure that up, and then we're all good. Same thing here, guys. So we do it with the others. Just nip them up. Eyeball them. It's just a tiny bit of thread out the top. These are quite far in. Actually, slacken that off. But yeah, that's what I would do normally. Let's nip that off a bit more. Yeah, start off a bit away. There we go. So that's nipped. Do this one as well. That one needs standing. Be careful though when you're doing this that you don't knock out your adjustments too much. It's fiddly, but trying to get the happy balance of getting that head nearly around. Because when you tighten it, it'll obviously twist around a bit more. Better. There we go. It's time to get them on. Okay, big dogs. We sorted that SD card issue out. Because that started making all sorts of funky noises and stuff. So that's what we're gonna do. This is a absolutely terrible angle to film at. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna quickly put the bushes on quick. See, I'll bomb these bushes on. I need to try and get under this carpet better because my big ass is a little bit too thick. Get into here. Okay. Let's see what we're working with here, big dogs. See if I can get some camera angles. Make sure we can see. Okay, so what we're going to do is, these are the same. You don't need to grease them up inside anyway. I grease the outside up. Just you can. Let me see if you can see. Can you see that sort of finish in there? Looks a bit furry, because it is furry, dog. Yeah, one thing I was going to mention, the front sway bar, right? It does seem thicker. Well, it looks thicker. Maybe it's an optical illusion to me, but I do think it looks thicker than the rear one, and maybe that's something to do with the understeer. Maybe, well, I can only imagine understeer is a bit more favourable than oversteer with the general public. It's probably better to plough into something face first than to start spinning out of control. So maybe they do that biased on purpose, but I can only imagine. Oh, I have more faith in the Japanese engineers than me. But yeah, I like to balance the bars out a bit more, so the same thickness in both. Play with just slight adjustments. You'll get better handling that way. You don't want something much thicker in the back than in the front unless you really want bias there. Okay. So you see, I'll put those on. What I will do is put some copper grease in here. I'm going to put my gloves on and stuff and go get the the braces, because what we'll do is we'll lift this bar up with great difficulty. Now remember, this is going to twist. This is going to twist up and in here. So what I normally do is I put the end links on first. See there, but that powder coating, I haven't even put anything in there and it's not even powder coated properly in there. It's irritating. But when I put that grease stuff in, it shouldn't corrode and stuff. Or at least it'll hinder it. So normally I put the end link on here, tighten it on, and then I put it in the bottom afterwards. But I'm just gonna first balance it up, like get it all up, because I have to use my one leg and try not, it's a proper mission. And then I try and hook the bracket under here, and it's fun. It is definitely fun. So let me get all my bits together and then we'll revisit that. You guys are most definitely joining me for this, right? Because this is a fun one. I've got the leg here ready. Can you see the foot? That's what we're popping that up. That's going to be holding stuff up. This is where you really want two people. So if you've got a homie or somebody, got a little arrow, I'll just sort of face that up. Copper grease is going to be, okay, let me do this all a little bit higher for you guys so you guys can see. So copper grease is going to go here. Can't put some, I'm going to put some behind that too. You can never go too overboard with this stuff. They don't supply you with grease for these, because they say they're grease free, but if you put a little bit of this in, stop all the squeaks and stuff. Squeaking normally happens from metal to metal, but at least you won't get the corrosion or the build up in the back of it. I've got stuff there, so I don't really need to put anything on the back, but I do anyway. I'll go a bit overboard. Pop that on, and it keeps it, it makes it nice and sticky there too. Okay, so what we do is, this is the fun part, gangsters. This is the fun part. Okay, so let me, you don't want to bang this powder coat, you don't really want to wreck it, but what am I going to try this time? If I'm going to go, I might try and hook it, bit of copper grease, let's see if this will, okay, so we got it hooked a bit. Oh, that was easier. I made that look a little bit easier than it normally is, because that is solid normally. Normally absolutely solid. Getting a bit of leg cramp here. because I don't necessarily want to bend stuff and scratch it. Yeah, I know I'm going overboard with the copper grease, guys, we know. Just leave a little comment reminding me, please. Be careful here though, because yeah, I do put a lot of this crap on, but you don't want to start cross-threading things. I might have a little bit of crap still on the end of that thread. It doesn't feel right. So the amount of grease that I've piled in there. So make sure I haven't got any sand and stuff in there. And now everything is copper. Love it. It feels a little bit gritty. What have I got here? Because I cleaned these up a little bit. Oh, that's what it is. The brackets actually attaching, so it's making it actually feel a lot harder. And now I've made everything so slippery. Oh, big dogs. You know how we roll. You know how we roll. Better. Yeah, you want to be able to screw it on with your finger. Okay, so that's that. But then I'm going to quickly go do the other side. Oh, maybe tighten that up a little bit more. I need to lean on something. You don't really want it stretching as much. Let me quickly just pause this, guys. Go do the other side for you quick. Okay, so remember, only it's a couple of turns in. You'll thank me later. On these, done the same on the other side. Just got myself a little bit of refreshments. Get myself relaxing before this part because this can be fun. So as you can see, I've got a lot of, I can still do a lot of movement here because I haven't tightened the stuff up, and that is purposeful because this is a little bitch to get in. Okay, so can you guys see? So remember, these bits, they'll clear, so you don't need to worry about installing them upwards or whatever. So we got one washer on there, and I normally go, so I'll copper slip all this, copper grease this up, but I'm going to fasten it to the sway bar first. I should have really bought a cloth because this gets, I end up putting a lot of this stuff on and it starts to get a bit wild. Basically nothing squeaking on this. I've never had a squeak yet, and that is probably testament to putting a load of this rubbish on. Well, not rubbish, the stuff's good. Okay. But this is the thing, you're going to want to just try to think now, because I don't think it doesn't clear. So you want to fasten it. I was just trying to remember what I did last time. Yeah, so you fasten it at the top. Put a little bit more of that copper grease up in her. Okay. Okay. Another one of them. Another one of those good washers. And obviously whatever you're doing on this side, it's happening the same on the other. So once this goes in and you left that there like so, it's not going to go any lower if you just leave it. Don't even know if you can see what I'm talking about, but yeah, there we go. So if you left that there, once you've done the one side, it's a little bit easier. Okay, so it's got that grip. I'm going to put copper grease on it anyway, so it still grips, don't worry, don't panic. But these are nightmare to get on, because obviously once you can start to feed them on nicely, but eventually, he says, with his fingers full of grease. I think I need to get a cloth, because I think I've even outdone myself this time. No, there we go. Yeah, it'll thread on nice and soft like that, and then you'll feel a bite. Okay, there we go, it's like it just did. And now I'm going to go clean up quickly actually, and then we'll nip it up and I'll show you. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to tighten one of these. I think we've been here before, guys. So it's, yeah, 5 Allen key, 17 mil span. And then it's, I don't know if you can actually see that, to be fair. And then you just, yeah, tighten it up. Remember to keep the Allen key in there so it doesn't spin around. And yeah, I'm not going to bore you guys with that. So let me tighten that up and do the same on the other side. Okay, I'll try and show you what I do. If you want to risk it for a biscuit, you can, and that's what I do. I normally just lean that on there. So I didn't show you that at the end of the video, at the end of that last section. So basically, before I do the other side, I normally just lift it up, rest this on. You don't want to put too much pressure because you don't want to damage the threads there. But that's an alloy, so that metal. That's a lot harder. So it shouldn't really bend them. Yeah, so I lift that up, that keeps it in place, and it gives you more than enough space to go over there and do the same. And you don't tighten this all the way down, you need the looseness here, the looseness here. Don't know how, I cannot pronounce, yeah. I'm losing it here, superstars. Feeling the pain. The angle is not 100% for me, because feels like I'm snapping shit up in here. You know I love this copper grease. Okay, so what do we need? We need another little washer in here. Yeah, I keep everything loose. It's definitely a must. Because if you have everything too tight here, it is going to be a nightmare for you to get the stuff in. An absolute nightmare. Okay, so that's one side. You just got to be careful that you're not yamming up your other side, okay? So there we go. Now I won't tighten this up yet. I'll go now check the other side and try and get the other side to the same place. And then come back. And trust me, it would not be that easy if you tightened everything else up. It would be an absolute nightmare to get that in if everything was tight. Okay, so I've got the other side in, and that's why everything's loose, because you sort of just have to do a little bit of twisting and squeezing and all that, and like I said, eventually it'll go in. This has been, you learn a bit from doing the other cars, you see. Just try to remember your washers every time, because it's not nice when you get it in and then you got to take it all back off to put the washer on. Yeah. A little bit more of this. Yeah, these should screw on very, very nicely by your fingers until you reach that crushing bit, the sort of oval bit, and then you, same thing, Allen key in the top with spanner and tighten that on, and that takes an actual age, just because of the nature of where it is and stuff. I don't know what other tool you could use. I've got a little ratchet one, so that's pretty cool. It makes my life a little bit easier with regards to that. Could do the same on the other side. And I won't show you this, I'll tighten this up. So what I do is I tighten these bits. Let's get you a little bit more camera action here. Yeah, so what I would do is I'll tighten up the end links, get them tight now, to, properly nip up the end link itself. Okay, so you could install the end link either way, so you could have that head at the top or the bottom. They are exact the same, so I don't see what the difference would be with regards. Is it easier maybe to adjust it if that bit was at the top? I don't know. I don't think there's any right or wrong way to install these front ones. So anyways, so I'll tighten these up properly, and then I'll come back to these, and then I'll nip these up, and I'll go around and clean the bar and stuff. And that will be us done for the front. Jeez. Spare a minute for my forearms. Bloody hell. Takes forever. This is what you guys are gonna have to get ready for. Because this brings the pain. This is forearm pump. This is a workout. This will get the juices flowing, bro. Okay, so it's time to install the stopper. Only one of these fits. It doesn't fit on the other side, so I don't know. There's not enough space there, basically. Okay. Should already be using gloves for this, but hey ho. Yeah, because this stuff will squeak like hell. So you want to butt that up against there. I don't use gloves. These are a little bit fiddly. I said they're a little bit fiddly. They are bloody fiddly. That's why I lose the gloves. There's my little Allen key. They supply you with an Allen key anyway. Yeah, I would not be doing this with those gloves on, I can tell you that. You can barely flip and do it without the gloves on. Come on, bruv. Wakey, wakey. Hello? At least want to look like I know what I'm doing here. Start the thread up a little bit. And we're all gravy. See? I know what I'm doing. Let's get a little bit closer there. Nice and tight. Like now I'll just nip this up and then I'll go get the other one. Let's get the other beast. Give this a little dip in the old copper grease. Let's get that nice and close. I'll slacken that off slightly. So you don't want to make it too tight and then squeeze it along because you'll scratch all the powder coating and stuff. Oh shit. Oh yeah, we're rocking it. We are rocking it. Okay, it's timed up. It doesn't look. It is butted up against it, but there's a little bit of a gap there. I think this alloy stuff isn't very straight. My dog. And we are winning. Big dogs. Put the brace on and we are done. Tightened everything up. Tighten, tighten, tighten. And we are done all that, so we're rocking it. Let's go get this brace. Get this job finitoed. Okay, ready to go with the finishing touches. I really hope you guys can see how nice these bolts and that came out, because they came out amazing. You look at that. I don't think you guys can see, but it's incredible. You won't see them in a sec, because I'm going to juice them up with all that copper grease. Okay, let's match this up. So where are we? So we are here. There. Okay. So let's go. Okay, what I'll do is I'll leave the two bolts in the front. They're all the same, remember? So you don't need to panic too much with regards to... You could, to make this easier for yourself, find a friend or something. Or just use a jack or something like that. But if I can go on one side, this is the thing, this is all, you should just be using spanners here now. You don't need impact wrenches to put these things back on, because it should all be able to just be done finger tight. And there we go, so I've got this one on, hopefully, he says. Try the other hole, because I think it's need to wobble it around a bit. If I can just get that in. Cool. My arms, I don't think you guys can see past my massive bean in the way. Oh, bean head. Okay, there we go. Yes, we got it. And there. Yeah, we're good. Do you guys need to see me do the rest of these? Probably not. Let me get this video a bit shorter. Start that off and then I can... Yep, okay. Let me just... I'll stop the video here, guys. You know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to bolt these up. I'm going to quickly, it'll show you when I'll show you underneath. Might just give it a little wipe down. And yeah, that's us done. Big dogs. We smashed it. It's done. Yeah. I just put all that chain lube stuff everywhere just to help and not corrode and stuff. That's all on. New bolts. Oh, bolts all cleaned up. That does not rust anymore. It's copper grease. Yeah, we're all done. It's over. We've engaged the handling.